2, 1.
Every day.
3, 2, 1. Okay, final one. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Conor Benn's team isn't leaving anything to chance for the Eubank Jr. fight. His head trainer reveals the focus is all about building endurance and sharpening technique long before fight night.
He's already in decent condition, so what we're just doing at the minute for the first couple of weeks out here is we're working on his endurance, just working on the stamina, and then just doing a lot of technical stuff.
Benn's team knows the Eubank Jr. fight won't be about muscle or hype. It'll be about who can hold their pace, stay sharp, and handle pressure when it matters most. His team believes the long wait has actually worked in his favor. Head trainer Tony Sims explains how this extra time has allowed Benn to develop different layers to his game, both mentally and technically, as the long-anticipated clash with Eubank Jr. draws closer.
It's been a long time coming, over 2 years we've waited, so I feel like the date's coming closer and closer to us. But all that time he's been working on different aspects of his game, and I think he's a lot more improved now than he was 12 months ago. So, you know, it's going to be a tough fight because both Conor and Chris Eubank, like, as we all know the history of the fathers, there's a lot of pride there between both of them. So you're going to expect them both to come in tremendous condition for the fight.
The rivalry is historic. Both fighters are stepping in with family legacies on the line. And according to Sims, the physical and mental preparation behind the scenes is already pointing toward one of the most serious and competitive camps Benn has ever had. While his trainer is focused on building endurance and sharpening technique, Conor Benn himself gave a glimpse into the mindset and daily routine driving his preparation for the Eubank Jr. fight.
I've been in camp, been training anyway, but yeah, it's definitely like, camp's definitely intensified. Yeah, but we live for this. We're up at 5 AM almost every day. Yeah, just love this shit, man. Every day. 24/7.
For Benn, this isn't just another camp, it's a lifestyle. Early mornings, long sessions, and full commitment are already setting the tone as he sharpens both his body and mentality for the toughest challenge of his career. Conor Benn's preparation for Chris Eubank Jr. isn't business as usual. It's personal, it's strategic, and it's been a long time in the making. For the first time in his career, Benn is moving up 2 full weight divisions, from welterweight to middleweight, to face Chris Eubank Jr. It's a jump that forces more than just physical adjustments. It changes the way an entire camp is built from the ground up. While most fighters cut weight to hit the limit, Benn's challenge has been the complete opposite. He's had to bulk up, hold the extra size, and still keep his speed, power, and endurance intact. His strength and conditioning coach Dan Lawrence explained how the team approached this unusual scenario, making sure Benn isn't just heavier, but truly ready for the weight.
Oh mate, I'm sorry. Thank you for this beautiful day. Cheers, have a great day.
With Con now stepping up in weight, we are doing something slightly different, but his weight's great anyway. He's 10, 12 pounds over, exactly where we need to be.
Instead of the typical weight cut strategy, Benn's team placed him in a controlled caloric surplus, carefully adjusting his intake based on training intensity and recovery needs. The goal, to fuel every session at full strength, especially for the heavier sparring days, without dragging down performance. Lawrence also revealed the level of detail behind the scenes, with data and testing shaping every part of Benn's nutrition and conditioning.
We started with doing a comprehensive profile in London, so we did rest and metabolic rate plus lots of other tests. We got this data to know exactly how many calories Conor's burning on a daily basis at rest, and now we use other methods like Whoop and Garmin to see what he's burning with each and every session. We add the two together plus some other things, thermic effect of food, so we have a total number of how many calories are going out. We then factor the nutrition into that. Myself and Glenn are working each day in terms of making sure he gets enough fuel in and ensuring that his weight's not coming down too quickly. So we're in a great position.
With every number tracked, from calories burned to recovery rates, Benn's camp believes there won't be any surprises on fight night. Whether the weight holds or not, the work behind the scenes leaves little room for excuses once the bell rings. With the Eubank Jr. fight approaching, Conor Benn's training has shifted focus from pure conditioning to refining the technical details of his attack. One key area has been body work, a strategy often used to slow down naturally larger opponents over the course of a fight. In recent camp footage, Benn has been seen working specifically on sharp, compact combinations to the body, a clear indication of the physical approach his team is preparing for Eubank Jr. These sessions reflect a targeted strategy designed for both conditioning and tactical execution. With Eubank Jr. known for his size and durability, sustained body attacks could play a crucial role in managing distance and tempo on fight night. Benn's camp has left little to chance, sharpening each aspect of his game to match the demands of a move up to middleweight against one of Britain's most experienced names. As part of his preparations for the Eubank Jr. bout, Conor Benn has been pushing his conditioning further by incorporating altitude mass training, a method used to simulate reduced oxygen levels and build endurance under pressure. Sessions like these are designed to enhance cardiovascular capacity and recovery, especially important as Benn moves up 2 weight divisions for the biggest challenge of his career. As the date draws closer for one of British boxing's most emotionally charged matchups, former world champion and ex-trainer of Chris Eubank Jr., Roy Jones Jr., has shared his take on what Conor Benn needs to do if he hopes to overcome the size and experience gap against Eubank Jr. Roy Jones Jr., who previously trained Chris Eubank Jr., emphasized that for Benn to win, he should adopt a strategy reminiscent of his father, Nigel Benn. With Eubank,
Conor, on the other hand, has to take a page out of his own dad's book. The only way I'm going to beat Eubank is if he's flat on his back. I'm not going to outbox him. He's bigger than me. I can't move around and stay away from him because he's the bigger guy. I can't let the bigger guy stalk me. I have to stalk him because my family's known for punching power.
Yep.
His family known for punching power too, but more boxing and posing than punching power.
Yeah.
My family known for punching power, so I gotta be true to the sport, true to my family, true to the game. My goal is to land a big left hook.
Yeah.
Or overhand right, but mainly a big left hook.
Yeah.
He has to know that.
Jr. entering the fight as the physically bigger and more seasoned middleweight, trying to outbox him at range would likely play into Eubank's strengths. Instead, Jones points to raw aggression, forward pressure, and the heavy shots that define the Benn bloodline as the real equalizers in this contest. This perspective from Jones mirrors the broader conversation in boxing circles, where experts see Benn's power, tempo, and fearlessness as his most dangerous weapons when the two finally share the ring. Ricky Hatton acknowledged that while many favor Eubank Jr. due to his experience and size, Benn's self-belief and drive could give him the edge.
It's very interesting to think, to be honest with you. I mean, Conor's going up for 2 weight divisions. He's not fought anyone like the people that Eubank Jr. has fought, at his own weight, let alone 2 weights above. So it'll be very interesting. But Conor has a huge self-belief and drive, to be honest with you. A drive like his dad. The Benn family, I've never seen a family with more drive and determination. So I think everything's pointing at Chris Eubank Jr. But I think I might have a sneaky few quid on Conor, to be honest with you. His drive and his confidence and his self-belief is something that I've only ever seen in a handful of people, and he's going to need that, and I think that might be enough against Eubank.
Noted that Eubank Jr.'s need to cut weight might be detrimental, recalling that the last time he did so, he was knocked out by Liam Smith. Hatton stated, Chris will be boiling himself down a little bit. The last time he did boil himself down a little bit, he ended up stepping in with Liam Smith and got knocked out. That will help Conor. It's really 50-50 to me, but knowing Nigel like I do and Conor like I do, the self-belief that Conor has. He has that real self-belief and drive and will to succeed like his dad did. I think that might give him the edge, so I'm gonna go with Conor. Dropping back down to make the contracted limit could once again leave Eubank vulnerable, just as it did in his defeat to Liam Smith. But beyond the weight factor, Hatton points to something less measurable: the mindset. Conor Benn has shown time and again that his self-belief mirrors the fighting spirit of his father, Nigel Benn. In a fight shaped by legacy and family pride, Hatton believes that inner fire could be the deciding factor when the pressure reaches its peak. The rivalry between the Benn and Eubank families isn't just history, it's personal. At the pre-fight press conference in London, the former world champion spoke openly about the confidence he has in his son, not only highlighting Conor Benn's natural punching power, but also pointing to the technical skills and all-round ability that he believes separate his son from both himself and Eubank Jr.
What gives me the confidence? Because I know my boy. He's got my DNA, but much better.
Nigel didn't hold back when he predicted an early finish, stating,
and I believe it's not like, what round he's going to do him in, what round. I think as soon as he hits much harder than Liam Smith. And I think once Conor put that pressure on him, Conor can do 12 rounds at pace. And you know what? If he wants to come in here at 60% against my son, mate, retribution is coming your way, mate. I'm telling you. It is coming your way, mate. He's going to hit you so many times with a left, you're going to be crying for a right. He's going to hit you so many times, you're going to think you're surrounded. I'm telling you, mate.
That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear apologies. I want to hear how your son's going to be.
He's going to put it on you, mate, and I'm so confident.
Beyond the prediction, Ben Sr. emphasized that Conor's style is far more complete than his own ever was. A combination of discipline, power, and ring IQ, which he believes will be too much for Eubank Jr. to handle. Nigel's faith is rooted not only in family pride, but in what he sees from his son every day in training, concluding that the fighter who steps into the ring on April 26 is far more advanced than the one who first entered the professional scene years ago. It's a belief that adds another emotional layer to an already highly anticipated showdown between two family legacies. In the lead up to this highly anticipated clash, Conor Benn's training camp has been nothing short of intense. Stepping up 2 weight divisions to face Chris Eubank Jr. is one of the biggest challenges of his career, physically and mentally. But Ben's recent training footage shows a fighter fully locked in, pushing his limits day after day to meet the moment. Whether it's altitude mass conditioning, relentless sparring, or power-focused strength sessions, everything about Ben's preparation signals a fighter determined to close the size gap and impose his own pace in the ring. It's not just about the work rate. His entire team, from head coach Tony Sims to strength coach Dan Lawrence, have openly spoken about the calculated approach behind his camp. Every drill, every round, every calorie has been designed to ensure Ben isn't just prepared, but arrives as the best version of himself on fight night. With both fighters carrying the weight of family legacy and pride, the stage is now set for a showdown where preparation will be just as important as natural talent. As the fight date draws closer, Conor Benn's preparations have only intensified, moving up 2 weight classes to face a naturally bigger and more experienced opponent like Chris Eubank Jr. demands more than just sharpness. It demands transformation, and judging by his latest training footage, Ben is leaving no room for doubt. strength and conditioning to technical drills, Ben's camp has been tailored for both endurance and explosive power. Whether it's sparring, altitude training, or high-intensity bag work, his team believes this version of Conor is stronger, smarter, and more disciplined than ever before, fully prepared for the biggest test of his career. One of the most important pieces of Conor Benn's preparation has been his sparring work, and for a challenge like Eubank Jr., it's no surprise his camp brought in someone who knows all about relentless pressure and elite-level aggression. World champion Shawn Porter, known for his high-intensity, come-forward style, was the perfect sparring partner to simulate the type of danger Ben will face on fight night. Experience and pace have helped sharpen Ben's reactions and inside game under fire. The focus for Ben's team has been clear: adapt to pressure, learn to handle size, and develop the timing and accuracy needed to neutralize a bigger, aggressive opponent like Eubank Jr. Despite the personal rivalry and all the back and forth in the build-up, Conor Benn showed real respect when asked about Chris Eubank Jr.'s strengths. Ben didn't hesitate to highlight the qualities he believes have always defined Eubank's style inside the ring. Eubank...
Yeah, genuinely, do you think, right, okay, he does
his
that
biggest attribute was his engine, was his hunger, and his ferociousness.
Junior's engine and work rate have been central to his success throughout his career, especially in high-paced fights. For Ben, acknowledging those traits is more than just respect. It shows how carefully his camp has studied Eubank's strengths while tailoring a strategy to counter them. In the build-up to one of the most personal and high-profile fights of his career, Conor Benn has faced both public criticism and questions about his image. But when asked directly about how he sees himself, Ben made it clear that the narrative surrounding him doesn't reflect the reality.
I'm definitely not a bad guy. I'm not how, I don't know what happens, but I'm definitely misunderstood. Yeah. I am definitely misunderstood. Because I'm not a bad guy. At all.
Response highlights how much the outside noise has fueled his mindset going into this fight. On the physical preparation, it's clear that Ben is stepping into the ring not just to prove himself as a fighter, but also to rewrite the story people tell about him. For Conor Benn, this fight goes far beyond titles or rankings. The long-standing rivalry between the Benn and Eubank families has always been personal, but for Conor, his own experience with Chris Eubank Jr. seems to have added even more fuel to the fire. That level...
about that.
Yeah, because he's arrogant, he's an idiot. He's not my cup of tea. Every time I met him, he's rude. He's rude to everybody. It means more to me than winning a world title.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, I'd rather flatten Eubank.
Of personal motivation has been clear throughout Ben's camp. For him, it's not just about settling a historic family score. It's about proving a point in the most decisive way possible. As fight night draws closer, Conor Benn's training intensity has only sharpened. Focused on timing, precision, and explosive combinations, Ben has been pushing himself through every session to leave no weakness exposed. That's the
shot, and again. That's it, good uppercut.
Punch, every movement is designed to carry over to fight night, where Ben knows he'll need perfect execution against the bigger, more experienced Chris Eubank Jr. Conor Benn has been fine-tuning his power and accuracy under the watchful eye of longtime trainer Tony Sims. The pair have based their final preparations in Majorca, away from distractions, fully focused on the challenge of facing Chris Eubank Jr. With Sims Guiding every session, Ben has been drilling sharp combinations and fight-specific tactics, aiming to carry both speed and power into the ring on fight night. Conor Benn's work ethic has been relentless, and his focus on speed and precision has been a major part of his preparation. Against a fighter like Eubank Jr., quick reflexes and lightning-fast hands could be the difference maker. With that kind of hand speed, Ben is proving that he's not only prepared for the challenge, but he's also evolving as a fighter. The speed will be crucial in overcoming Eubank Jr.'s own aggressive style, giving Ben the edge in exchanges. Conor Benn is pushing his limits in the gym to prepare for his next big fight. From explosive power drills to intense agility sprints, his strength and conditioning routine is all about building the stamina, speed, and power needed to dominate in the ring. This sneak peek gives you a glimpse into the grind that makes Ben a force to be reckoned with. With all the hard work, discipline, and sacrifice going into this camp, Conor Benn is leaving no stone unturned in his quest to make a statement in the ring. His strength and conditioning routine isn't just about getting fit, it's about gaining the edge over an opponent who has the size and experience advantage. As Ben sharpens his body and mind, fight night promises to be nothing short of explosive. What's your prediction for the Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn fight? Do you think Ben's power and preparation will be enough to overcome the size difference? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.